this section, we're talking about how to transform your profile. Dum, dum, dum. Now, this is very, very important because your profile is what everyone looks at. So you need to make sure that you portray authority and influence and you put yourself in a good light, right? So no one else is going to automatically assume you're an authority in your industry or in your job search or in your career unless you put it out there in the first place. So you need to make sure that you really do that. You don't need to hold anything back. You don't need to over brag, but you need to make sure that you are putting yourself in your best light, because when people research for you, when they go here and they search your name or search for keywords and your profile pops up, you need to make sure that they are so attracted to you and they have to contact you. They have to hire you, or they need to buy your products and services, okay? So you need to make sure you do this. There's so many profiles I see that just make me want to puke because no one spends the time or the energy to put the details into making their profile better, making them stand out for the crowd. And then they ask the question, oh, why don't I get any business, or why isn't LinkedIn working for me? Well, have you put any energy into making your profile better and doing some of the things that we talk about here at Linked Influence? So I'm going to break this down step by step from the top, and I want you guys to follow along and take action with me so that you can see results as we go along this together. I want you guys to get results with me now. So when you go to your profile, you can click on improve your profile or edit profile, whichever one you want to do, but I'm going to actually just show you this first. Starting at the headline, I've got a clean picture, right? This is a nice little picture, blow it up, it's professional. I got a collared shirt, it's like a glamour shot, but it's okay. Don't hold it against me now. But I've got my name. You want to make sure you don't put anything else in your headline up or in your name. Some people put like lion, or they put some other keywords in there. That's against terms of service. So make sure to just have your first and last name. You can put your middle name if you want to, but just have your name up here. The headline is the most important part of your profile because it's the first thing people see when they do a search. So you need to make sure you really portray yourself in a good light. And there's two ways to go about it. If you have one thing that you focus on, if you've got one company, or you're a marketing professional for a company, or you are a business owner in one industry, then you can go about that way. But if you've got a number of companies or a number of different things like me, then you can go about it the way I do it. So I'll talk about both of them really quickly. The way I do it, I say, is I'm the author of the #1 LinkedIn book and webinar book. So I'm commanding two authorities, both LinkedIn and webinar marketing, right there in that first sentence. I say founder, Sports Executives Association. I'm commanding another authority that I'm a founder of a different company, and I'm a social marketing speaker. Now, I would put social media marketing speaker, but they only give you a certain amount of characters, and I couldn't fit the media word in there with everything else. So social marketing speaker is what I said there. So I speak a lot all over the world, talk about LinkedIn, social media, talk about webinar marketing, and I have a sports marketing company. So I wanted to fit all those in there to kind of command my authority, but also for keywords. And I'll be talking about how to optimize your profile for keyword ranking in the next section. But for starters, your headline is important, and you want to make sure you do that. So again, if you have a number of different things you're working on or a couple different industries, then you would say CEO of this, author of this, speaker of this. You kind of list it out like that. I like to capital letter the first letter in each word, each major word, because it helps you stand out. If this is all lowercase, it doesn't stand out as much. You don't want to have it all caps because then it looks a little spammy, but the capital letter for the first letter of each word makes it look clean and professional to me. I also put this little pipe symbol in here, and on the Mac, it's just above the return or enter sign. You would just press shift and then the button above the enter button, or you can go to my profile right here. You can copy and paste this if you don't have it on your keyboard, you can't see it, and you can just add it to your description. So the other way about doing this would be going about and specifically saying one thing. So instead of putting it this way, you would say something like, let me go into edit profile and show you guys this right now so you can see this. So I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to save this, but I'm going to show you a different example. So I'm going to edit this. I'm going to make sure I just have it delete this. I'm just going to use the example of a realtor. Now this is just coming off the top of my head. Now this is, again, if you have one specific industry that you focus on, so one career, one specific industry, something like that, one thing you're mainly working on. You want to tell people who you are, who you help, and how you help them in the least amount of words, and keep it clean, professional, and authoritative. So if you're a realtor, then you could say something like an example saying, I help young professionals in Columbus, Ohio find the home of their dreams. So I'm just going to show you guys what this looks like. So I help young professionals in Columbus, Ohio find the home of their dreams. Now, what this does right here, I'm telling people who I am, who I help, and how I help them. So you could even say something like, I help young professionals in Columbus, Ohio find the home of their dreams. Now you could say, as a realtor in Columbus, Ohio, I help young professionals find the home of their dreams. We'll talk about why that's important in the next section about adding keywords. But you want to make it a clear headline of who you are, who you help, and how you help them. So you could say this again, you could say, as a top realtor, or you could say something interesting like home advisor. As a top home advisor, so you're like breaking the mold here. You're like, what's a home advisor? As a top home advisor, I help young professionals in Columbus, Ohio find the home of their dreams. So for me, if I was a young professional, and you want to be specific, if you help CEOs or if your target audience is, people who want to invest in homes, there's different audiences in real estate. Maybe your audience is everyone. You can do that as well in Columbus. But the more specific you are, the more specific that audience is going to be attracted to you. So as a top home advisor, I help young professionals in Columbus, Ohio find their home of their dreams. So if I'm looking for a home in Columbus, Ohio, I'm going to be like, man, who's this person? And maybe I should reach out to them and find out, or at least look at their profile and learn more about them, see what their recommendations are, look at their website, things like that. So you just want to get people getting interested in looking at your profile more. And what would be more interesting to you? Seeing a headline that says, as a top home advisor, I help young professionals in Columbus, Ohio find the home of their dreams. Or would you rather connect with someone that just says, realtor in Columbus, Ohio? That's it. For me, I'd rather connect with someone that says this as opposed to just real estate agent at such and such a realtor company in Columbus, Ohio. Like for me, this is much more compelling and interesting of a person that I want to connect with. So I would click on their profile and I'd read more about them. So this is the beginning. It's the hook. It's the thing that attracts people to you, makes you a magnet, makes people want to come on and read your profile more and be more intrigued so they can get through the rest of this. So that's the first part, optimizing your headline. Again, all you need to do is click on the edit tab, go here, tell people who you are, who you help, and how you help them. If you have more than one thing that you work on in business, try to fit it in like I do. You can mimic my profile. So I say author of this book and that book, founder of this. Again, figure out what's best for you, which angle, and tell people who you are, who you help, and how you help them. And that's how you optimize your headline.